episode of the number one podcast in the world for 7 whole people. Yes, this is My Brother's an Idiot, and we've got the old gang back together. My name is Matt. I'm king of the goons. Let me throw you around the rest of the squad. I would be absolutely out of my mind if I didn't start with the emperor himself. The progenitor has seen fit to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the Muti. What's up, buddy?
Hey, you know what? It's always great to join my family in this podcast. I don't do it as much as I could, but it's always fun.
How you doing? Everything good?
All is fine. And
Nice.
you all?
Yes, just pleased as punch. Next up, she is the voice of God, the erstwhile producer, the dipshit. She's also apparently an unwilling concert participant, and she heard a ghost around her shoulder or something. What's going on over there? MJ, what are you doing?
There's some fucking banging. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to pretend like it's not happening.
Right. Is your mother home?
She is, so the banging is her problem.
Probably. She's banging something. Sounds good. And finally, the man who we've named the podcast after, he is the dumb one to my smart one, according to ChatGPT. He is the Goldagoon, the Kaiser. I give you Goon.
And I am here. How's everybody doing?
What's up?
How we doing,
Yeah.
guys? Things are in flux as always around here. You know, we had a small childling. We had one of Tank's kids over last night, so I got about this much sleep overnight. She decided to stay up until almost 1 a.m. I had to keep telling her to go back to fucking bed, and then I woke up and she was in bed. She was in our bed. And so I slept on the couch for like an hour, which was fun. And that was about the amount of sleep I got last night. So we're in good shape. Happy to report that Tank is getting his child back. And I still do not want any of my own. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Over under how many sugar-free Red Bulls today? I say 3.5.
Ooh, that's a fun game. Over under 3.5. How big though? What are we talking?
Oh,
Ounces.
standard size. Yeah, this
So
standard size.
8.4 ounce.
Yes.
8.4 ounce is what you're going with. So we're talking a total of 25.5 ounces.
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
3.5 cans of Red Bull. I'm
3.5.
going the over. I'm taking the over.
I'm going
I
5.
got
Milty's
Milty
taking
took the over too.
I'm going
He
big.
hammered.
I always go
Milty
big.
hammered the over.
Milty said 5. Michaela, how about you? Are you going over or under on this one?
You would be a fool to take the under.
You would be an absolute fucking fool. You hammer the over on that. You know that's how I do it. We had a 16-ounce Red Bull right out of bed. We had a 16-ounce Red Bull on the way into work. And at 1 o'clock, I had a 8.4-ounce Red Bull. So, Milty, you are right. 5 is the number if you're talking standard size Red Bulls. He nailed
Go
it
big or go
basically
home.
on the number.
Nice. We all win.
So-
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's fucking right. It's a good start. Everybody wins, and I'm awake.
That's all we can ask for. Well, in honor of the Milty joining us, he reached out and said, "Hey, I've got a game I want to play." So I'm going to throw it over to Milty, and sir, take it away.
Oh,
Okay,
real quick,
so-
we got a goon in the chat. Goon.
Oh, Toaster Goon.
Sorry, Milty.
That's all right. So I just thought of something. I wanted to jump in the cast because I haven't been here for a while. And I thought, what can I do that's even slightly entertaining? And I thought, you know what? Let's do some sports quotes. And then I started doing some research on it. And I said, no, wait a minute. Sports quotes aren't just enough, not good enough. Let's do quotes. So then I started finding some pretty entertaining stuff. And I want to keep it on the light side, but some of it is going to be stuff you've probably heard before, and some of it's going to be stuff that maybe was before your time. And if you've heard it before, good for you. And you can try to think about who it was. So the game I want to play is I'll give you the quote, and you can take turns to tell me who said it. And even if the first person that said it is correct, you just keep going around the horn. Got it?
Got it.
Good
Got
with
it.
that?
Easy enough.
Cool. I'm
Okay,
gonna be making
so-
shit up the whole time.
The first one is probably going to be a little easier, and then it's going to get more difficult. Okay, so who said it's deja vu all over again?
Who's going for? How do you want to do this?
Okay, Michaela first.
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Mark,
I actually know this one, but it's a Yogi Berra.
Matt,
Yogi Berra.
it is Yogi Berra. So
He's got a
if
whole
someone
fucking
keeps
book of them
score,
shits.
I'm not going to keep score. If someone wants to, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't. Nah, fuck it. We're all winners.
Okay. So Bob Costas asked this person why he took his wife on all road trips. And he said, because she's too ugly to kiss goodbye.
But you just told us who it was.
No, he said Bob asked the person,
Oh,
and the person said,
So
Oh,
Mark
boy.
first.
Tito Jackson.
Matt,
Don Zimmer.
Michaela.
I don't know a fucking guy that you guys are talking about.
I just mentioned one of the Jackson Five, so you can clearly tell I have no idea what's going on either.
John Madden.
Okay, well, you're all wrong. Bum Phillips. And we will-
Bob Phillips.
We will frequently visit with Bum Phillips over the time that I get to do this.
His kid is pretty funny too.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a person that walks up to this lady and says, there are 10 men waiting for you at the front door. And she says, send one of them home. I'm tired. Matt?
Are these all sports people? Or
No.
Oh,
This just could be fucking anybody.
This is anybody.
Mae West. I'm going Mae West.
Okay, Michaela?
Can you guys still see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
we
good.
can still see you.
You
Good,
just
my
said fuck.
computer just
Yeah.
took a shit.
Uh,
I'm gonna go
you
with
sound and look good.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go with Bum Phillips there, bud.
Mark.
I am gonna say Betty White.
Oh, that's really a good guess. One of you is correct. And I'm impressed Matt got it right. That was a long, long time ago.
Total shot in the dark.
Totally away
I
from
know,
sports.
the fucking lucky
Okay.
ass guess, motherfucker.
We'll go back to sports here. Let's see. Which one can I do? These are all fun.
Do all of
Good.
them. Fuck it.
Okay. The job of arguing with the umpire belongs to the manager because it won't hurt the team if he gets thrown out. Michaela.
You know what? I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Bum Phillips.
Bring it over you.
You did say there'd be a theme there. You did say there'd be a
Yeah,
theme.
you did. You did.
Who's
Mark?
next? Okay. I'm gonna say fuck it, Yogi Berra. I don't think it was him, but he was a coach at one point.
Yeah.
Matt?
Shit.
Probably like Johnny Bench or somebody.
Right. Yeah, fuck it. Johnny Bench.
It was the longtime manager of my favorite baseball team, Earl Weaver.
Earl.
Oh, Earl Weaver. Hi, Sarah.
Everyone says hi. It's snack time. All right, I think there's all of like 3 people watching this.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, and I can see 3 of them.
Right.
4. So there's 4 people because.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Toaster.
I've got
Yeah.
2 more. 2 more.
Go ahead.
This one is not sports. Always try to be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Mark.
Bum Phillips stole Michaela's bag. Stole it right from her.
Confucius.
Jim Henson.
That's
You
good.
love
That's
this.
good.
Oscar Wilde.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Damn.
that's a good one. That is a good
Damn.
one.
Okay, getting back to sports for the last one. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Matt.
Babe Ruth.
Michaela.
Yogi Bear.
Okay, Mark.
Yogi Bear. Yogi
No,
Bear.
no, I said Yogi Bear. I know what I said.
I see what you're putting down. Michael Jordan.
I'm impressed. Matt got it.
What did Matt say? I wasn't even listening.
Babe Ruth.
nice, nice,
Babe Ruth.
nice.
Babe Ruth. All right, I'm done.
That's it, huh? All right.
Move on.
Good game.
I'll-
That was fun.
I'll make sure I do everything I can to not repeat anything.
That would
All
be
right.
the first.
Now we've got another game. MJ, take it away.
Speaking of repeating things.
Right?
Yeah. Another one. So this is a game, but it's got a little bit less rules. The name of the game is Contrarian. Thank you to Down Goes Brown because I stole this again. So basically I'm gonna say a sentence about sports, and you guys have to argue to disagree against the sentence. So my example is Wayne Gretzky is better than Mario Lemieux. So you guys have to disagree against that sentence. You don't have to take the opposite. You just have to disagree with it. Make
I
sense?
disagree.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready for the first one?
Yes.
Are we gonna like do
Trading
this all
for-
at once, or are we like one
Yeah,
at a time?
yeah. No, y'all just hit it.
Okay.
All right. First one. Trading for Russell Wilson was a bad call on the Broncos. Disagree.
It was a great call on the Broncos because you had to do something in order to get into a rebuild process. And having Russell Wilson for 2 years showed the fans that you just can't bring in whoever you want and give them a shitload of money and get away with it over and over again. They've been trying to do this since Peyton Manning. It's not something that they can do anymore because nobody is Peyton Manning. That's a once in a lifetime shot. So Russell Wilson led you to a rebuild, which is what this team and this franchise and this city needed. And we needed that hit emotionally to realize that this was a bad team all along.
If you don't trade for Russell Wilson, you don't cut Russell Wilson. If you don't cut Russell Wilson, you're not handcuffed for 2 years on the salary cap. You're not going to suck for 2 years, and you're not going to get 2 great draft picks. So they're going to get 2 great draft picks out of it. Done and done.
Okay, so my take is that I would have done the deal, but I wouldn't have signed him for that contract without seeing what kind of product I'm getting. Granted that maybe that the deal was made because the signing would happen, but I'd say at that point, then you don't make the deal.
All right. Very
There
good.
you go.
Are you guys ready for a little bit more of a challenge?
Yes.
Nikola Jokic deserved the MVP in 2023. Disagree.
That's this past year, right?
Not
Culminating in the 2024 championship or
No,
last
20
year?
the one that
22,
the one where
23.
we won. Yeah. 22-23.
Oh, okay. Whew. Oh, wow. That is. Oof.
God damn it.
Disagree,
Okay.
losers.
Okay. Nikola Jokic was not the emotional leader of the team. That was Jamal Murray. Period.
Is it
End of-
MVP of the league or MVP of the playoff finals?
The league MVP.
Okay, cool. That's Giannis was a better player in the East by himself. By himself on a team with nobody really around him. And so Giannis should have been the MVP. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
That's
my
what we're
pick
going
is that he should have been
That was
the
hard.
MVP. They went to the playoffs, won it, but he probably would not have won it this year. 4 in a row doesn't happen.
All right. Another good one. Dick Monfort is a bad sports team owner.
I think he is a great sports team owner. I'll take this one right off the bat. The guy is getting away with murder here. He has built something in downtown Denver that is the thing to do when you come to Denver. Everyone goes to Red Rocks, and now everyone goes downtown to go see a Rockies game. And that's because of Coors Field. That's because of McGregor Square, and all of that party deck action is because of Dick Monfort.
Dick Monfort is the best businessman in sports. He's making money hand over fist with a shit product. No one spends less and makes more money than Dick Monfort. He's the greatest.
It's not a shitty product though. He's the weather is beautiful, the ballpark is beautiful, the
I'm
girls
talking
show
about
up
the
to it.
people on
The
the
party
gate.
deck is great.
The product on
it's
the
not a
field
bad
is
product.
shit.
Oh,
Yes, it
you're
is.
absolutely
Product
right.
on
The
the field is
baseball
shit.
product is terrible,
The
but they drag
experience is
in
awesome. Yeah,
Right,
I know.
yeah, no.
You get 35
Right,
a
yeah.
night. I get it.
Yeah,
The experience is awesome. The
Yeah.
product on the field is shit.
Are you guys done?
I am now.
Yes.
Okay, so my take is that he fucking sucks. Granted,
He's
that
not very good at this
making
game.
money, I don't give a shit about that, and he doesn't give a shit about the fans. Who's the next player that's going to get traded? I believe he plays
All of
third
them.
base right now.
All of them.
Well, it can't be Ryan McMahon because they have plans for Ryan McMahon.
He's going to be shipped before this year is over or the next year.
But they
You'd
have
like that,
plans.
wouldn't you?
They have plans.
They have plans. That's
But
what they
they've
said.
planned
Gabe.
since 2000.
They're in the top third. They're in the
delivered.
top third in salary and are still a shit team.
They've had plans since 2007 and haven't delivered.
You know, Brightage still works for them, right? Like they don't fire people; they just move them around so that
Yeah,
you
they're
can't
the
see
most,
them
they're the
anymore.
most loyal organization in baseball. They
To
don't
a
fire
fault.
anybody.
No,
right?
and that's why they love what they're hearing because it's the same shit every day. So
Mhm.
they love the sound of their own voices down there. The party
All
deck's
right,
nice.
next.
Last one. Joe Sakic was good as a GM. Disagree.
The Val Nichushkin contract is abhorrent. That's all I've got. And that's just a recency bias thing. So, like, literally, it's Val's contract sucks, and that is bad.
Well, to be fair, that's on McFarland, not on Sakic as the general manager.
I had nothing else, though.
I know.
Oh, and
I know.
they can't get a backup goalie or really almost kind of a starting goalie to save their lives.
Yeah,
Did
it's
they,
been a.
did they
It's
win
been
a
a.
cup under Sakic?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're not. He's not getting the point of this
You
game.
don't understand the game. You're supposed to disagree, Milton.
You're supposed to
You are
disagree with
not
the point.
contradicting.
So he had one
All right,
good year.
Joe Sakic has been unable to deliver a franchise goalie to this team who's played more than 2 years. Hence, bad GM. There you go.
That's all I got.
There we go. Congratulations, you guys.
Hey
made it.
Joe,
I
we,
was-
we lied about that. We love you. Keep doing what you're
You're
doing,
right.
but do
She's
better
making
about
us
the
do
goalie.
this.
Yeah.
I was
She's making us do this.
well.
love
I
you.
was
That's
surprised
all
none of you
bullshit.
guys took a different approach, which is Joe Sakic was good as GM. No, Joe Sakic was the best GM. That's the other way that you
mean-
could have gone with that.
That's smart. I wasn't even thinking about outside. the
yeah, I
box
wasn't
on that.
thinking
I
about
didn't-
That's
going
why I
over the
said you
top.
don't have to take the opposite. You just have to disagree.
didn't
Joe
even think
Sakic is the greatest GM in the history of mankind.
There
Joe's-
we go.
Nobody answers the phone because everyone is scared of how good Joe Sakic is because he's not a good GM. He's a great GM.
There we go.
If Joe Sakic calls you, you're going to get off that phone call minus a shirt and a pair of boxers.
Yeah. And
Hey,
probably one testicle.
That's a little dark. But we'll
Trying
take
to
it.
picture all that.
Maybe a finger or two missing too. Who knows?
Right?
Sure, I'll give you my firstborn. Whatever. Yeah,
Sure.
it's Joe. You're pretty, man. Whatever.
MJ, is that all you got?
That is all I got.
Awesome. Milty, you want to stick around or you want to kick loose?
I'm out.
All right.
I gotta
There he
rest my shoulder.
goes. Yeah, Milty's got to go rest the shoulder. It was awfully good to have you with us. Let's do it
Any
again
fu-
soon.
Any final thoughts for us, buddy?
Yeah, the Rockies suck.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes. Yes, they do. Did they?
As they did again today. So there you go.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Getaway day. They always lose getaway days.
I'm out.
Bye.
See ya. Love you.
Bye.
And there he goes. The progenitor in and out. Off to rest his shoulder and smash a maker's mark as he does. That was
Yeah,
fun.
that's right.
His one.
That was a lot of fun. That was a
That
lot
was
of
good.
fun.
All right, let's move on to news in the NBA front. And the Denver Nuggets have made some additions. There have been rumors of additions. Let's start first with the signing of one Dario Saric from the Golden State Warriors coming over at about $5 million a year. Mark, what do you think about this signing?
I think it's going to be good. I think he's a good. They need bench depth, right? This is what they needed, was somebody to shoot off of the bench that can give them, 10 to 15 scoring in that role. I don't think this is a starting player. I think he comes directly off the bench behind, whoever. But the big thing is he needs to get his head screwed on because he had a rough night in Greece. And so, I mean, that would have been a dipshit of the week candidate for me. So I'll just go ahead and get that out of here. If you guys are not aware, his team got knocked out before the Olympics in a qualifier in Greece. That night, was at a club until 5:30 in the morning. Started a bar fight and ended up getting choked unconscious by one of the prowling security people. Not a good start as a Nugget. Sign a big, come over here, get the hurrahs, and then immediately get choked to unconsciousness. Just not a solid start. But I think, in fairness, I think he's going to be a great player off the bench. And if we get the ball handler that they're talking about us getting, I think that bench is going to be pretty good. Pretty fucking good if we get the guy that they're talking about us getting.
Yeah, I agree. And I went back and looked at his stats from last year. The first probably 2/3 of the season, he was an important player for Golden State, and it looks like he wore out. The last quarter of the season, a bunch of DNPs, couple of knee sorenesses, didn't play more than 12 minutes a game, whereas the first half of the season, he was frequently over 24, 25. So I think coming off of the ACL, they probably worked him a little bit too hard. He's a guy who can stretch the floor as a 4 or a 5. He can make those rim protecting 5s come out to play him a little bit because he does have an outside shot. When he was in Phoenix, he had a really good pick and pop game with Chris Paul. And that pick and roll, pick and pop game is a Denver Nuggets staple. So there is definitely some parts there that fit into what Denver does. He can play the 4, he can play the 5. So we've got now a couple of people who can spell Joker. Vlatko just got re-signed 2 days ago. So there's more height and depth on your bench. What is that?
I'm not a particular. Vlatko will be fine if we can see him play ever.
He was fine when he played before. He, 4 or 5 minutes a game, eat up some minutes, give your starters some rest. I think he's going to be an important part of this team.
I hope it's more than 4 or 5 minutes a game. I really hope so.
Well, I think
you got to
that's
extend the shelf life of your starters.
I think that's what Saric does. Saric and the guy Duran, the guy that they drafted, I think are going to be are going to be guys that really give you some minutes that will stretch out and maybe take some minutes off of Joker, take some minutes off of Aaron Gordon. Yep, and fill in those roles a little bit. Mark, MJ, do you have any thoughts here on Super Dario?
I like his name. He's got a cool name. Yeah, good name.
Good. All right.
There we go.
There you go.
Insightful as always. Mark, you alluded to it. There has been rumors about they are also trying to make a move for one Russell Westbrook to come play off the bench here. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think what's holding it up, honestly, is I don't know if Russell can make a transition to be a bench player, but he's not going to come in here and be a point guard on the starting lineup where you have Jamal Murray. I have a weird thing with that's going on with Jamal too that I want to talk about in a minute, but with the Russell Westbrook signing possibly happening or not happening, I don't know what the holdup is here. It might be a financial thing. Honestly, it might be where his role is with the team. He might still see himself as a starter, which I hope he does not. But if that signing comes to fruition, you instantly have the deepest bench in the Western Conference. And, you know, with KCP going, yeah, that's a big loss, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think Christian comes in and is in the starting lineup and becomes a more consistent player with more consistent minutes, because that's what happens with experience. You just get more consistent, and that's been his biggest thing is he gets 5 minutes, he gets 20 minutes, he gets 2 minutes, he gets 20 minutes, you know. And so I think that consistency will help. Russell gives you another ball handler, and that is something that you didn't have before. You didn't have somebody else who can handle the ball. I know Joker is technically a ball handler, and he's really good with the rock in, you know, transition especially and in the post, but you don't have somebody who can dribble. And that's what Jamal is, and you don't have anybody else. You literally don't. So this would be that is exactly what you need. Like you've literally covered everything that this team needs in the Russell Westbrook and Saric signing, and with what you've done with the draft. If they can get Russell, I think it's immensely important that they get him. The other thing that it gives you is it gives you experience on the bench that you had before with the Bruce Brown, and it eliminates the need for KCP's experience in the lineup because you now have other people who have playoff experience. I love KCP, but go get that bag, man. And the Magic are going to be a good team in a couple of years. They're not there yet. Give them a couple of years with KCP on that team and the people that they're putting in place there. That team's going to be good, but they're not there yet. And so KCP is going to be a centerpiece there, and good for him. That's what he needs to be. I like what they've done, and I hope that this Russell thing, 3 years ago, would I have liked this? No. But Russell has to know at this point that he's on the downside of his career, can only put together something, but he's still a threat with the rock and can dribble and can handle the ball, and that's something you severely lacked the last 2 years. Look at the third quarters the last couple of years and how bad it was.
Yeah, you've got go ahead, MJ.
Mark said that he didn't know what the holdup was for the Russell Westbrook signing. I know what the holdup was. He was dancing with his friend DeMar DeRozan.
Is it another Kendrick Lamar show?
It was the only Kendrick Lamar show, but yes,
the only one.
On the stage.
He was on the stage with DeMar DeRozan dancing happy fun friends.
You make some good points, but I think you missed on a couple. First of all, he was a bench player last year at LA. He only averaged 22 and a half minutes. So he's a guy, I think, who realizes at 36, he's not a starter in this league anymore. What I really like about Russell is he's a dog. And there has, with the exception of Jamal and Joker, who takes no shit, there are no dogs on this team.
Aaron Gordon. Come on. Aaron Gordon's a dog.
Aaron Gordon's physical. I don't think Aaron Gordon's that level of dog.
You saw it a couple times. He has those moments.
Yeah,
but you need somebody else. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. I just
edge,
disagree.
right?
I think. Yeah. Sorry, not to interrupt.
He's got that edge to him. You brought it up. He's got a great handle. He can definitely get to the rack almost at will. If there's going to be a more expanded role for players like Julian Strawther, you've going to have someone who's going to get them the ball in spots on the second unit, and Russell's that guy.
Yeah.
You're going to need more scoring punch off that second unit, because what have we been talking about for 3 years? It's the non-Joker minutes, and can they score? And they have not been able to score on that second unit. You're losing one of your prime defenders on the second unit moving him up to the starters. We assume that Christian Braun is going to take that role and play the two with, I mean, they put the label on it, but let's all call it what it is. Joker's the point center. Every one of those guys on the starting five can bring the ball up. It's fine. But we need a traditional point guard on that second unit, and another veteran voice on that bench, I think, is going to be a really good move.
Concur wholeheartedly with everything you said.
I think the other thing is the holdup. He's still under contract. They have to actually make a trade for him.
Oh, well, there you go. There's the holdup.
Yeah. If it was just a signing, I think it would have been pretty easy, but it's not. It's
okay. Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
And to your point about KCP, and I think it needs to be said, if KCP doesn't come here, they don't win last year.
Correct.
His defense, his 3-and-D role was absolutely perfect for this team. He is on the backside of 34, I think, this year. So he is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Get that bag, man. Like you said, go get paid, and Godspeed to you. Wish you all the best. That Magic team at the East is not good, so they can definitely make some noise this year in the East.
He's 31, by the way. KCP's
he's 31. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. And the Nuggets, I think, could have matched, that $22 million. But I think what they did is they really went the route of some roster flexibility, getting themselves off of the second apron in order to be able to, if something were to happen, be able to make another move mid-season. Because if you're in that second apron, you cannot sign late season buyouts. You can't sign anybody who keeps you over. You just can't do it. There's trades that you can't make. There's moves that you can't make in that second apron. So having the roster flexibility, I think, was very important to him. But and the report is the Joker wants him, and not the Joker's one of those guys that goes and pounds the table for somebody, but when the 3-time MVP and the finals MVP and the person who is, by all accounts and by an unbiased look,
I knew it was coming.
There it is.
I knew it was coming. I've been waiting for it.
There's Neil.
I've been waiting for it. Cock.
Fucking brilliant. If that guy comes to you and says, I want this guy, you make it happen.
Get him.
Do everything you can to make it happen, right? Because he's the smartest basketball player on the planet, and he knows exactly what it's going to take to put this team together. Go get that guy. Absolutely.
So you were what, like an assist away from Joker averaging a triple-double this year? Go get the one guy who averaged a triple-double for an entire season in in most of our lifetimes. Like, nobody else has done it but this guy in the 3 of our lifetimes. Right. It's been a while since somebody's done something like this, and he's done it. So why don't you go get him? And that just makes your team better.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, he's a dog. He's definitely got an edge to him, and he's going to mix some things up in that second unit. It should be a lot of fun. Plus, he can distribute the ball. You've got some shooters on that second unit. Get them the ball in spaces where they don't have to create. Let him create for you. Neil, you've got absolutely nothing to apologize for. Carry on. MJ, anything else you want to say about Russell Westbrook?
No. The extent of what I know about him was watching him dance on a stage. So.
All right, moving on to the draft pick. The Nuggets select De'Ron Holmes from Dayton. 6'10", can play the 4 and the 5. A little bit of a shot. Mark, what do you think?
I like this move a lot. This is the guy you needed in this spot. Like, you're trying to get younger. You're trying to build a team for a long time, not a good time. And this is the guy that fills the need that you have. What's your biggest problem is your big man depth. You have a guy who you just signed to another contract for a year, who I think is just there to be a player coach. I love him to death, and I think he is great, but you're not going to get much from him on the floor. His primary role is going to be mentoring the young guys and keeping people up and doing that kind of thing. You needed somebody who's going to spell Joker and spell Aaron Gordon. This is the right guy at the right place to do it. I enjoyed, he averaged like 23 or 24 points a game or something like that in college. He's a wing. They specifically said in the conference call that he is a 4, but can play the 5 as well. I can't remember the name of the guy who they just signed, who's been there. He's like 130 years old, Matt. Neil
DJ.
can't remember. Yeah. So there you go. But he's there too. But you have a guy now, a big man who has a lot of upside, honestly, and is ready to play in the NBA. I think this is a great move for them. It's also a move that sets up in case something wonky goes on with Aaron Gordon and you can't get that extension done to keep him around. You've got a guy who you can possibly plug into that role in a couple of years. I don't think Aaron Gordon's going anywhere, but he's the next man up for a contract. And so you got to, do some things to make sure that you're set up for the future. So I really liked this pick. This is the guy that I thought that they were going to pick. You need to give Joker some time on the bench. You need to make sure Aaron Gordon stays fresh because the big mans are hugely important in this offense and they just haven't had it. And so this is good. I like it.
MJ, any thoughts?
Did you know that the Denver Nuggets have the rights to someone that they drafted in 2012? He plays in Turkey, but they still have his right. How long do draft rights last in fucking the NBA? This man's 34 years old.
Till
What
they
happened?
play or announce their retirement.
Right?
Really?
He just never came to the NBA.
Oh.
That
That
Joker
happened.
Joker actually did not play in the NBA his first year. He played in Serbia his entire first year.
Oh, well, this guy hasn't played in the NBA in 12 years.
Correct. Yeah, it happens a lot. These European guys
Right.
sometimes just never show.
Okay.
There
I
was
was trying
some
to-
concern when Saric was drafted that he would never come to the NBA, that he was just going to stay in Croatia the entire time. So this, especially with these Eastern European guys, they just play over there all the. I mean, this is what they do because they can make a ton of money over there and not have to worry about the culture shock and dealing with all the nonsense that happens in American basketball.
The
Or
Nuggets
taxes.
drafted a guy who's playing for Real Madrid.
There is a Real Madrid basketball team.
Basketball team.
Oh, okay. I was like, the Knicks have the rights to someone we drafted in 2009, and that says that they play for Real Madrid. So I'm fucking confused. Anyway, I was trying to find this guy you were talking about. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, thank you, Neil. Yeah, we dig our kitchen too. Still working on the Goon Cave. That's on sometime coming. We'll be in a different spot. But yeah, so we like our backsplash and the new paint stuff. I really like the fact that this kid's super experienced. What is this?
Michaela, in case you're still looking, his name is Daron Holmes. Daron Holmes.
There he is. Found him. Continue talking.
So you can, sorry. I was just trying to help you look for him.
So
Sorry,
it
go ahead,
really
Matt.
it really fits into the Nuggets' recent model of drafting players who can go right away. In theory, he's played 102 games in his college career, so he's got a ton of experience under his belt. Last year averaged just a tick over 20 points per game for Dayton in the Atlantic 10 Conference. The kid can play. He's definitely a 4, can stretch to a 5, has a little bit of an outside shot. He's a little bit bigger than he's the same height as Dario, but he's a little bit bigger. Dario's in the low 2 teens, and this kid coming out of college is 220. So look for him to add another 10, 15 pounds in the next couple of years. This is an exciting pick. Yes, MJ, what do you got?
Oh shit. One more question. If draft rights last forever and ever, I'm in. How the fuck did we sign someone that got picked up by the Suns, drafted by the Suns, and then we signed him like
Traded.
2 weeks later?
Traded.
Oh,
Part
okay,
of a trade.
So what usually happens on draft night is they'll
The NBA is
trade
so
for the
fucking
pick.
weird.
Yeah. They'll trade for the pick, but the other team has to make the pick because you got to get the guy that you want. So that it's weird. That kind of thing happens a lot too.
Okay.
And just NBA trades in general, like we always talk about how much bullshit goes into a fucking NHL trade. The shit that they have to do to make trades happen in the NBA, sometimes it's just fucking insane because there's just so much money moving around. It's just
the Reggie Jackson trade was part of a 6-team deal. We put that shit on TikTok and I was blown away.
Yeah, fucking nuts.
I was just confused. They didn't put, whenever the trade happened, it doesn't show up in his transactions on his basketball reference page. So it just says drafted by the Suns, signed to the Nuggets. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
we skipped
that's the way it works. No.
Yeah, they traded up. They traded up for him with Phoenix. So that's what happened. And then Phoenix took
for whatever reason, they don't trade the actual pick. They trade the player.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's some goofy thing about the rules. Whatever, Rod.
Bizarre, but sounds good.
Yeah. But I think, Mark, to your point, this adds more depth, and it's more depth down the road. And you can see that you can see what the GM's doing. He's not just building for now. He's also doing his thing where he says he wants to build for 3 or 4 years down the road. So there you go.
There you
go. Don't have a 4-way trade. KPST won't happen in it. What is KPST, Neil? Help me out here. I'm not sure what's going on there. He'll chime in, I'm sure, because he's one of our best fans.
think Neil just had a minor stroke, is what happened. A stroke of the keyboard. Stroke of the keyboard.
Right. Do we want to talk about the worst GM in the league and what he forced his team to do? Do we want to talk about that?
They didn't do anything.
They did. The worst GM in the NBA forced his team to do something. Do we want to talk?
Yeah. We can.
Do we want to?
I thought you were talking about who we said was the worst GM in hockey. Sorry.
No. We're still in the association.
I watched a summer league game. Trade. Okay, that's what he was saying.
Okay.
I watched 5 seconds of a summer league game today while I was setting up my area at work, and in that 5 seconds, watched some guy destroy Bronny in the fucking low block as Bronny was trying to do the LeBron drive to the basket. Said guy was just standing and went like that, and then immediately put him into the bleachers. And Bronny, instead of doing the LeBron, was like that. LeBron does this when he falls. Bronny just laid there like dead. And I was like, yeah, that's how your career is going to be, bud. I'm so sorry for you. Like, you're just going to get fucking demolished every time you play basketball. Because 1, you're not good. 2, you're playing with your dad, and he's the reason why you got fucking signed to the team. Like, how bad of a job is it? And I know you're going to talk about this, Matt, but how bad of a job is it that they have as a head coach where you are required to make a not good basketball player a good basketball player to save your job? Like, Bronny's not a good basketball player. He averaged less than 3 points a game at UCLA off the bench last year. He's not a good basketball player. And now you're requiring JJ Redick, who's never coached an NBA game in his life, to make Bronny good. And that's what your career is predicated on right now. How fucking shitty.
The Lakers are an absolute dumpster fire. And I have said it just 5 minutes ago. I've said it multiple times. LeBron James is the worst general manager in the league. And he forces coaches in. He forces coaches out. He gets the players that he wants. And then he forced the Lakers to spend a draft pick on a kid who I think you're pretty close, Mark. I think it was 3 or 4 points, but he was. And then they gave him multi-million-dollar contract, which is unheard of for the 55th pick in the draft. I just don't understand the kowtowing that the Lakers brass do to this man, because he literally has won nothing besides a mid-season tournament and a weird-ass bubble championship for them. That's it.
He still won a ring, and he's the current greatest player is what they say. and it's a big media market, and I don't think anybody gives a fuck about the Lakers except for the Lakers fans. Like, nobody in that organization actually cares about basketball because people just show up no matter what. I think the owners of the Lakers actually prefer it to be a dumpster fire because people talk about them more, and they love to be in the news. Fucking Lakers Center is fucking out of control, man. They built that studio in Los Angeles, and it is out of control how much time they spend on the Los Angeles Lakers. And I get it. It's a big fucking deal, but I think that they love the drama, and I think that's why it happened. I think they just love it.
If you were just paying attention to the ESPN app during Bronny's debut, you would have thought he went absolutely batshit crazy in his first game, when in reality he scored 4 points on like 2 of 9 shooting with 2 boards and an assist.
And he got fucking blown up at least once.
I know.
I saw it. I was like, oh, there he is. And he's on the ground. Good. Perfect.
Yep, and you got blown up. So I love to see it. Fuck the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck LeBron. Whatever. There is no doubt that he belongs on the Mount Rushmore, but what he's done the last 3 years of that team are definitely going to be part of the conversation when it comes to one LeBron James. They can go fuck off. All right. MJ, do you have anything you want to talk about in terms of the Avalanche moves so far this offseason besides the best goalie in the KHL?
No, they didn't do shit. We can come back to them later.
Okay, fair enough. We'll come back to them later.
Fucking thing.
And Neil tying up, fuck the Lakers. That's absolutely right.
We love it.
All right, let's go to Dipshit of the Week. And as always, we start with our beloved Dipshit. MJ, take it away.
Okay, I do have a honorable mention, and the honorable mention is this guy named Nick DeVries. He used to be a Formula One driver. He was, I don't want to say kicked out, but he lost his spot as a Formula One driver last year. But there's a Formula One movie coming out, and they have a fake Twitter account that's like live blogging results for their fake team every race. And they also said, thanks for driving for us, Nick DeVries. So he got dropped by a real team and a fake team at the same time. Pretty funny. The actual Dipshit of the Week is my good coworker friend, Sean. So in November, my good coworker friend, Sean, was playing soccer because he plays soccer, and he's a goalie, and he did this to block the goal, or a ball. I think he fell down, and someone came and kicked his arm. I don't know if he's got brittle bone syndrome or if he got kicked by fucking Iron Man, but it shattered both of his arm bones. So he had surgery, and he had stuff put into his arms. And then a couple months ago, they were like, oh, he's like, my thumb doesn't work right. And they looked and they were like, oh, well, maybe the metal is pinching the your thumb tendon. So they took it out a couple weeks ago. And then he was going to go to San Francisco this week, but he was going to the mountains over the weekend. And then for hiking. And then while he was hiking, he fell and broke the same arm again, the one that they had just taken the hardware out of. So he's getting surgery tomorrow.
Question: is your friend Samuel L. Jackson?
Not close.
I'm just thinking about like the Unbreakable series. Like, is he made of like plaster?
No, but we are thinking about getting him some calcium supplements and leaving them on his desk when he gets back.
Full disclosure, when you were talking about diving as a goalie, I thought you were going to go all Scott Sterling and say it's just his nose just got pushed all the way back into his face. Scott Sterling!
Not quite. He
Oh, that's worse. That's so worse.
Yeah.
That's so much worse.
Him texting was like, I'm not going to San Francisco. I re-broke my arm. And then sending the picture of the new x-ray of the one bone broken and the other one still with the hardware in it. I was like, oh my fucking God. Sean. Anyway, he's the Dipshit of the Week.
Nice. Mark, what do you got?
I am sending it right now for you in the chat. This came across my X Twitter timeline. I am actually going to copy this and then paste it onto social media here as well so that all of you can see it, because we don't do that often enough, and we should. So give me 1 second while I'm just waiting for these guys to check out what I have done, and I am posting the link on Restream right now so that everyone can see it. What these people have done. So there is a social media influencer named Michaela Skinner Harmer, who had a baby reveal over the weekend, and they decided to make this big balloon thing, and it says Baby Harmer, and they posted it on social media. Oh, oops.
I'll take things that weren't well thought out for 200, Alex, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So there you have it. Oh shit! What is that? Neil might be sliding into dipshit of the week territory as we speak. I'm not sure what's. Yeah, and the Val Nichushkin needs to be said also as far as dipshit of the week. I think Matt maybe was going to go this way. I'm not sure. But Val, they had a radio interview translated that got dropped from a YouTuber that came out this week and was translated. The interview was taped back in April, so they were still in the first round of this year's playoffs, and this was before the this was actually before they sorry, that just confused me when that just happened. Not sure why, but so they had the interview come out. This was before his third suspension. This was in between what we now know is suspension number 2 and number 3. At the time, we thought he had just been suspended once, but he came out and said it was full of untruths and, you know, just misremembering the truths and saying things that didn't actually maybe happen. Val needs to be up on there because this dropped this week and we're like, but you just got suspended again. And the first suspension was in Seattle, and he said that they gave him injections. You don't get suspended for stuff that the team doctor is giving you. Just saying. There's some weird stuff there that's happening with the Val story. I'm not sure entirely what's going on with that, but there's some ridiculous shit going on there.
Because I asked you for water.
Oh, sorry.
MJ, mute.
Oh, sorry.
Goodness.
All right. My dipshit of the week is one Teresa Gould. If you don't know who Teresa Gould is, she is the commissioner of the Big 5 Pac-12 conference. Yes, they still have a commissioner. She still has a job. They had a media day for the Pac-12 conference for their two fucking teams. 2 teams. And they had a media day for Oregon State and Washington State. She strutted around Vegas play acting like a real commissioner. Bitch, you've got 2 teams. There's no way anyone takes any of this seriously. The only hope that you have, to get yourself up back into Power 5 region is to absorb 75% of the Mountain West. And then you're going to have Colorado State, Wyoming, and San Diego State and nothing else. You don't have a conference. You barely have a TV contract. You are going to be out of a job one way or the other because there's no way the Mountain West is just going to crumble like that because the basketball side of the Mountain West is just too strong. Teresa Gould is my dipshit of the week. She can go pound sand.
Did you see when they were doing that conference in Las Vegas that at one point right at the beginning they have everybody up on a stage in like a lounge somewhere in Las Vegas? Like it's not even like a real conference center. But I don't think it was her. I think it was somebody else that was there. Basically was like, drink, we're going to. If anybody deserves a drink, it's the Pac-12.
Yeah. It's like
that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe do better with a TV contract. Maybe don't worry about your own network. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. All right. Well, I don't know if MJ is still with us or not, but Mark, what are your? Oh, hello. All right. So MJ, give us your final thoughts. Pimp the things. Talk about the stuff.
I'm about to go to a concert that I'm not excited for. Hooray.
What
Bye.
concert?
I don't know. Some folk duo label, I guess.
Where is it?
Cervantes.
Oh, well, have fun with that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, and enjoy the show. Mark, final thoughts.
Yeah, we had a great time this last week with nerds down at the convention center. Fan Expo was a huge success. They had something like 60,000 people every day coming through there, and I believe it. There was a shitload of people. Friday sure seemed like people came a little bit hungover. Nobody was really dressed up. Saturday was much better as far as the cosplay scene goes. We did the Adam Savage panel. He was fantastic. He was supposed to talk for 20 minutes, went on for an hour and a half. Did the Supernatural panel. That was also great. I don't know anything really about the show. I know what the show's about, but I've never seen an episode. It was really cool. They did a lot of things, basically just saying that there is a season 16 coming, but it's going to be a while. They're basically just throwing out he's getting the band back together at this point. And then we got to meet Catherine Tate, which was fucking awesome. She was finishing up her autograph session, and we waved at her, and she came over, gave us big hugs, and said, "Don't tell anybody that you didn't pay for this." And I'm telling everybody right now that we didn't pay for it, but she's lovely. Yeah, it was a good time. So with lots of videos and stuff that the Duchess is posting on the socials on that. Other than that, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Oh, also, I just want to let you know that I know I'm working on it. I don't know how this is going to work. We're getting close to the Hall of Fame game, and as we get closer to the Hall of Fame, I would just like to let you guys know that Gene Mingo is still not in the Hall of Fame, and that is a shame that he is not in the Hall of Fame. It's a shame. No Hall of Fame.
3.5 out of 5. I'll give you 3.5 out of 5 because I didn't have to remind you, which was good.
Right.
But that was a stretch.
It was
absolute stretch.
3.5 is pretty high.
Yeah,
thank
3.5.
you. Thank you. That was very generous of you.
It's like the SAT where you get points just for putting your name on. So you passed because I don't have to remind you. So well done. All right. If you haven't seen it yet, Godzilla X Kong is on Max right now. I've been watching it bit. Okay. Gok. Love you too, Neil.
Oh God, that's funny.
If you haven't seen it and you're a Godzilla fan, you absolutely need to see it. It is absolutely fantastic. I've been watching it in chunks at the gym the last 3 days. It's really, really good.
Nice.
Make sure you check us out on all of our social channels. You can find Nerds That Know, our sister cast, on all of the socials at Nerds That Know. You can find My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook. We have a couple of different pages. Find the one with the black and pink logo. That's our public site. You can find that. We'll get you in. The Idiot Goons is our handle on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. We do a lot of stuff there, so make sure you check that out. Mark's Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok are at Poffle Time. My Twitch and Twitter are at Poffleupagus, or you can find me on TikTok at King Goon Smoke. Mark, you look like you have something else.
I was just doing finger guns.
Oh, finger guns. All right. I thought you were like, okay.
I got to tell you, though, as I was doing it in my head, I'm going, man, if finger guns were actual guns, I would have murdered a lot of people by now.
And we're going to end that way. For the now absent dipshit, we love you, dipshit.
We love you,
Dave
dipshit.
Muti. And for the rest of the Goon Squad, my name is Matt. Thank you for joining us. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Take care of each other. We'll see you.